So this week's readings were really interesting to me because I think it's really cool how we see the different mediums in the different ages, and we see how the people of that civilization improvised in order to create art. In the Paleolithic period, we see how they used just earthy materials like stone and caves and dirt and whatever they could really find, just earthy materials. You know, it was just really natural art. Nothing was made in order to create the art. It was just art. And then it switches to clay in the Neolithic period, and which clay is still very earthy, and you know, it's slowly evolved. We can see it slowly evolve. And they figured out, you know, how to make bowls along with still making all the stuff from just earthy materials. The major turn comes when the Mesopotamians come in and they start building these amazing architecture buildings. You know, they called them the ziggurats. They start building the ziggurats. Sorry, I had to refer back. And you know, this had never been seen before, so this was totally different, and it says a lot about the Mesopotamians, which we'll get to. And then we see the Egyptians, who start using gold-plated statues and color and all this amazing flashy material. And you know, it's crazy to think that it started at clay. It started at stone and dirt and sticks and went to clay, and then now you're at gold-plated statues, which is really amazing to think about. And then when you keep thinking about it and we get to today and we have all the canvas and the paint and the oils and the watercolor, and it's just amazing to think about how much we really have. And you know, the Paleolithic period, they had stone and dirt, and they still have art that's left behind and taught about today. And you know, you don't hear of people using stone and dirt for their art in these days. I think it's just really cool to look at the evolution of that. So the next question is, why did they evolve, and what does this say about the civilization at the time? I think it evolves depending on what is needed and what are priority at that time. So, for example, the Neolithic period, they began the use of clay. Well, they were very focused on agriculture and farming, and you know, they needed places to put their crops, and so these big clay bowls that they would make were perfect for storing their crops. And I think that's important because, you know, even today we keep evolving, keep building new stuff, keep creating new things, architecture, buildings, just all these different things based on our needs at the time. Also, the Mesopotamians, you know, they believed that when you were put in these ziggurats, that you had the bridge from earth to heaven after you died. And so I think a lot of it has to do with beliefs too. So what does this say about the civilization? It can tell us a lot. The type of art they use can tell us a lot about their beliefs, like the Mesopotamians and the Egyptians, and it can tell us a lot about the occupations at the time, like the farmers with the Neolithic period, and it can tell us a lot about what they didn't have, you know, that they were very useful, they were very innovative, like the Paleolithic period. I think it can tell you a lot about the different civilizations. And so lastly, which style do you like most and why? Personally, my favorite style, I just like the Paleolithic period because I'm not sure if it's more of the fact that I think it's really cool that they used these natural substances to make art that's still around today, or if it's the art itself. But I just think it's really cool that they use stone and dirt, and their art is great, and it's still being taught in classes. So two pieces of work from that period that stuck out to me. The Woman of Willendorf on page 242. I think it's really awesome that she's only 2 inches tall, it said, and she's a detailed little structure. You know, it would take some tiny detailed hands to perfect that, and it's really crazy to me. And then the other one that I thought was really, really cool is the Great Gallery, and that's on page 243. And it's basically just a prehistoric art gallery. You know, it's a cave with all the different pictographs on the wall, and it's so similar to an art gallery today, such as you walk through a gallery and there's all the paintings on the wall. It's the exact same concept, just not as advanced. And I just think it's really cool that they use what they had, and it's so similar to today, just different mediums and stuff. So yeah, that's all I got for you this week. So